Milo leaned against the worn-out hull of the old freighter, grease staining his coveralls as he watched the shimmering diplomatic cruiser dock at the bustling Terran outpost. Another day, another pompous envoy stepping off their gilded vessel, oblivious to the grit and grind of the world beneath their polished boots. He squinted, catching the reflection of the ship's sleek design in the harsh fluorescent lights. Typical Sylvani engineering fancy, but lacking soul. Boredom draped over him like an unwelcome blanket. Life as a mechanic had become a tedious cycle of routine repairs, fixing battered transports and outdated machinery, all while yearning for something more. Milo craved a challenge, an opportunity to showcase the creativity simmering just beneath the surface. Yet the steady stream of mundane tech that shuffled through the station offered no canvas for his talents. A voice interrupted his thoughts, sharp and cutting through the ambient noise of the hangar. "I presume this is the finest facility your primitive station has to offer." Milo turned to see a tall Sylvani, his skin glimmering like polished obsidian, radiating an air of superiority that made Milo's skin crawl. "Welcome to Terra Outpost," Milo drawled, forcing a grin despite the irritation bubbling within. "And yes, you're looking at the best mechanic this side of the galaxy." The Sylvani's brow arched skeptically, his silver eyes narrowing. "Your reputation precedes you, though I must admit I've never encountered the name Milo Rayner in the circles I frequent." Milo shrugged, suppressing a retort. Big-name engineers rarely acknowledge the hard work done in the lesser-known corners of the galaxy. "Word travels slow, especially in places like this," he replied, motioning towards the shuttle behind him. "Now, about your vessel," the Sylvani began, his disdain evident as he waved a hand towards the freighter. "It requires calibration. I trust your tools are capable." Milo's fingers twitched, the term tools igniting a spark of rebellion within him. He chuckled. "Calibration, huh? How about a friendly wager? Give me 3 hours with your cruiser, and if you're not impressed, I'll personally scrub every deck plate in this station." The Sylvani's lips curled into a predatory grin, exposing sharp teeth. "Very well, human. But if you fail, your species will bear the consequences." A shiver danced down Milo's spine. The galaxy operated on a fragile balance, and one misstep could tip it all. Still, he met the ambassador's gaze with unwavering determination. "Deal," he said, as the Sylvani handed over a secure access code to the cruiser's systems. "Do not disappoint me," Milo Rayner, the ambassador, hissed, a hint of excitement creeping into his disdain. As the ambassador strutted away, Milo felt a rush of adrenaline. This was more than proving his skills, it was about showcasing humanity's hidden brilliance. Rubbing his grease-stained hands together, Milo approached the cruiser, his heart racing with possibilities. The hangar doors closed behind him, plunging him into semi-darkness illuminated by the vessel's soft glow. Running a hand along its polished surface, he couldn't help but feel a sense of awe. Despite the ambassador's arrogance, the Sylvani design was undeniably beautiful, but he saw untapped potential lurking beneath that sleek exterior. Without wasting time, Milo bypassed standard diagnostics, tapping directly into the cruiser's core systems. To the untrained eye, it was a dizzying jumble of code, but to him, it was a symphony waiting to be rearranged. His fingers flew over an ancient interface pad he had salvaged from a junkyard years ago, energizing him with the thrill of the challenge and the sting of the ambassador's dismissal. First, he turned his attention to the power core. Sylvani engines were known for their efficiency but lacked raw power. Drawing inspiration from the mining drones he had repaired countless times, Milo recalibrated the energy distribution protocols, pushing the hardware to its limits, knowing this alone could significantly enhance travel times. The aliens listened intently, intrigued by the idea that risk and creativity could coexist in such a dynamic way. "And this is considered?" Wise One alien asked, tilting its head. "Your society celebrates risk-taking." Alex nodded. "Yeah, we recognize the value of learning from failure. It's a huge part of our culture. Every setback is an opportunity to grow, to innovate, and to come back stronger. In a way, our struggles have shaped our advancements." Next, he focused on the navigation systems. While Sylvani ships boasted cutting-edge software, their algorithms were overly cautious. Milo unearthed that a custom AI subroutine he had developed on a whim experimental, unpredictable, but this was no ordinary flight. He spliced the AI into the navigation grid, watching with glee as the shuttle's systems momentarily stuttered in surprise. Professor Zarlak paused, visibly impressed. It appears your species may not be the most advanced by cosmic standards, but your resilience and creative problem-solving make you remarkably adaptable. Time for a little fun, he murmured, coaxing his creation to life. He programmed it to prioritize speed and daring maneuvers. The resulting hybrid system was unlike anything the cruiser had ever experienced, a thrilling mix of audacity and ingenuity. Alex beamed at the acknowledgement. Exactly. We might not have all the technology, but we have the drive and the creativity to figure things out. That's what sets us apart. With time slipping away, Milo dove into the weapons systems, more out of habit than necessity. A diplomatic vessel didn't need heavy armament, but as he perused the standard protocols, inspiration struck. He began tweaking the firing sequences, adjusting power distributions to create a dazzling light show instead of traditional firepower. As the 3-hour mark approached, he leaned back, sweat plastering his hair to his forehead. This wasn't just an upgrade, he had transformed the cruiser. He just hoped he hadn't turned it into a wreck. The aliens exchanged glances again, a wave of understanding slowly dawning on them. In a universe filled with advanced civilizations and sophisticated technologies, they had overlooked one fundamental truth: Earthlings, in all their chaotic glory, possessed an ingenuity that came from the very struggles that should have defeated them. Professor Zarlak smiled, a genuine expression of respect coloring his features. It seems there is much wisdom to be gained from your primitive ways, Mr. Carter. Thank you for sharing your perspective on this fascinating dynamic. The hangar doors slid open, flooding the space with light. The Sylvani ambassador returned, his movements exuding calculated grace, masking impatience. Shall I expect my cruiser to perform acrobatics now? He asked, his tone dripping with skepticism. Alex chuckled, his heart swelling with pride. No problem, Professor. Happy to shed some light on what it means to be human. Milo grinned, wiping his hands on a rag. Not acrobatics, Ambassador, but you might like what it does. As the seminar continued, Alex could feel the shift in the atmosphere. His classmates, once skeptical, now regarded him with a blend of awe and curiosity. They were beginning to see the value in Earth's chaotic brilliance, a testament to the strength and adaptability that arose from survival on a death world. The ambassador followed him up the boarding ramp, his gaze sweeping over the cruiser. It appeared unchanged. It seems normal, he said. Looks can be deceiving, Milo replied, gesturing toward the pilot's chair. Why don't you see for yourself? Reluctantly, the Sylvani settled into the seat, his skepticism palpable. Milo slid into the co-pilot's chair, his heart racing. Buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. The engines roared to life, infused with a newfound power. The cruiser lifted smoothly, and within moments they were soaring through the darkness of space. Standard departure sequence, the ambassador noted, trying to sound unimpressed. Just wait for it, Milo replied, his excitement bubbling. As they approached an asteroid field, he nudged the controls. The AI sprung to life, guiding them through the chaos with electrifying precision. The proximity alarms blared, but Milo trusted his creation. Hold on, he shouted as they shot through the field, dodging asteroids with exhilarating agility. The ambassador gasped, gripping the armrest as they hurtled past obstacles, laughter and terror intertwined. When they burst free from the asteroid field, the ambassador was pale, his scales shimmering with a mix of shock and outrage. You nearly destroyed us, he hissed, his disbelief palpable. Milo chuckled, adrenaline coursing through his veins. Didn't I promise you an improvement? We just shaved 6 minutes off the standard route. The ambassador remained silent, scrutinizing the ship's logs, his expression morphing from shock to grudging admiration. The rest of the journey was punctuated by sharp intakes of breath as Milo unleashed the cruiser's potential. Daring spins, breathtaking climbs, and a dazzling light show transformed the vessel into a spectacle. By the time they touched down at Terra Outpost, the ambassador was a changed being. Gone was his arrogance, replaced by a newfound respect. Unorthodox, he muttered, disembarking with a hint of awe. You have proven effective, human. Milo beamed, relief washing over him. Glad to hear it, Ambassador. As the ambassador prepared to leave, curiosity flickered in his eyes. What do you see for humanity on a larger scale? Milo leaned against the cruiser, his excitement spilling over. This isn't just about a few tweaks. Imagine what we could create together, human ingenuity combined with Sylvani precision. The possibilities are endless. To his surprise, the ambassador chuckled, a genuine sound. You humans are relentless in your optimism. There may be merit in your proposal. With newfound determination, Milo set to work, his grease-stained hands ready to forge connections that would change the galaxy's perception of humanity. Word spread through the outpost like wildfire, rumors of his mechanical genius fueling excitement and intrigue. As alliances formed, the once fragmented world of mechanics became a hub of innovation. Sylvani engineers began to collaborate, finding joy in the unpredictable nature of human creativity. Their cultures intertwined, leading to groundbreaking advancements that shattered the status quo. However, not everyone was pleased. Whispers of dissent echoed through the corridors as traditionalists grumbled about the erosion of their superiority. Amidst the chaos, a looming threat emerged: corporate greed seeking to exploit the newfound partnership. One day, a delegation arrived, armed not with technology but with chilling legal demands. Milo felt a cold wave wash over him as accusations of patent theft flooded the air. This wasn't merely about technology, it was a fight for the soul of his work. The Sylvani ambassador's fury ignited as he witnessed the power of bureaucracy trying to extinguish their collaboration. But Milo wasn't alone. His workshop overflowed with allies, engineers, students, and even skeptical dignitaries, all rallying behind the cause. The courtroom became a battleground where innovation clashed against greed. Armed with demonstrations of their ingenuity, Milo and his team turned the tide. Their work spoke for itself, showcasing tangible results that silenced the corporate lawyers. Victory tasted sweet, yet it came with a warning. The forces of tradition and profit wouldn't back down easily. Milo felt the familiar restlessness stir within him, a desire to protect the fragile alliance they had built. One evening, as they worked late into the night, the ambassador spoke of the fire they had ignited, cautioning of the wind it could stir. Milo nodded, his heart heavy with responsibility. We need to show the galaxy what unity can achieve, he said, determination shining in his eyes. They devised a bold plan, an act of creation that would solidify their collaboration. Together, they would build a new station, a symbol of hope that showcased their combined brilliance. In the months that followed, old rivalries faded as brilliant minds from both sides came together, sharing ideas and expertise. The new station, a marvel of design, began to take shape, becoming a beacon of innovation. As the day of activation approached, anticipation crackled in the air. Milo stood beside the ambassador, their hearts pounding as they prepared to unleash the culmination of their efforts. When the station powered on, a wave of energy rippled through the cosmos, capturing the attention of all. Amidst the chaos, Milo laughed, a sound filled with joy and triumph. The ambassador extended a clawed hand, and Milo grasped it firmly. Together they had forged a bond that transcended their differences. The new station pulsed with life, a testament to what humanity and Sylvani collaboration could achieve. The galaxy now had its answer. It was up to them, humanity, Sylvani, and any others who dared to join, to decide what came next. As the initial shockwaves from the station's activation settled, a palpable excitement filled the air. News of the horizon spread rapidly across the galaxy, its vibrant pulse becoming a symbol of hope and collaboration. Diplomats, scientists, and explorers from various species flocked to Terra Outpost, eager to witness the marvel firsthand and explore the possibilities that lay within. Milo found himself at the center of this whirlwind, juggling inquiries and requests from curious visitors. His workshop, once a humble space of solitude and tinkering, transformed into a bustling hub of innovation. Sylvani engineers and human mechanics worked side by side, exchanging ideas and inspiring one another in ways Milo had never imagined. One day, as Milo was poring over a new design for a multi-environmental habitat module, To, the brilliant young Sylvani engineer, approached him with a gleam of excitement in her eyes. Milo, I've been experimenting with adaptive materials that could change their properties based on environmental conditions. Imagine if we could incorporate this into our designs for the new station. Milo leaned back, intrigued. Adaptive materials? That's brilliant. We could use them to create habitats that respond to different planetary atmospheres. It would revolutionize how we approach colonization efforts. Together, they brainstormed, sketching ideas and calculating potential applications. The workshop echoed with laughter and the hum of machinery, a testament to their shared ambition. However, as the horizon began to attract attention, it also drew the ire of those who thrived on division and control. Rumors of sabotage floated through the corridors of the station. Incidents began to occur, equipment malfunctioning mysteriously, data being corrupted, and projects stalling without explanation. One evening, as Milo was tightening bolts on a new propulsion system, he overheard a heated discussion between a couple of Sylvani engineers in the break room. "Did you hear? There's talk of traditionalists trying to undermine our work here. They want to shut us down before we prove anything," one whispered, his scales shimmering with anxiety. Milo's heart sank. The fragile alliance they had built was under threat, and the idea of losing the momentum they had gained felt unbearable. He glanced at To, who had been listening intently, her expression a mix of concern and determination. "We can't let them succeed," she said firmly. "This station means too much to both our species." As the weeks progressed, tension grew within the station. Security measures were tightened, and meetings were held to address the increasing sabotage. Milo found himself speaking at forums, urging unity and collaboration, but he could sense the undercurrents of distrust. Then, one fateful day, an alarming incident struck. A critical experiment involving the adaptive materials went awry, leading to a small explosion in one of the labs. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but the message was clear: someone was trying to dismantle what they had built. Ambassador Rizel called an emergency meeting in the main conference room, a grand space filled with representatives from various factions of both species. The atmosphere was charged with tension, and as Milo entered, he could feel the weight of scrutiny on him. "We cannot allow this sabotage to continue," the ambassador began, his voice steady but with an edge of urgency. "We must identify those responsible and safeguard our collaboration. Our unity is our greatest strength, but if we allow fear to fracture it, we risk everything." Milo stepped forward, his heart pounding. "I believe we should form a joint task force, humans and Sylvani working together to investigate these incidents. If we're transparent and united, we can show the naysayers that our collaboration is not only beneficial but essential." Several representatives nodded in agreement, their expressions shifting from skepticism to cautious optimism. The ambassador's gaze locked onto Milo's, a flicker of pride evident in his iridescent scales. "I support this proposal. We must not allow fear to dictate our actions." And so a task force was formed, a mix of humans and Sylvani dedicated to uncovering the truth behind the sabotage. They worked tirelessly, interviewing station staff and analyzing data logs, their collaboration a testament to the very ideals they sought to protect. As the investigation progressed, Milo discovered something shocking. A faction of traditionalist Sylvani, fearing the loss of their superiority, had infiltrated the station, sowing discord and chaos. Their goal was to undermine the collaboration before it could bear fruit. With this information in hand, the task force presented their findings to the ambassador and the council. "We must confront this faction directly," Milo urged. "We cannot let fear and prejudice dictate our future. If we stand united, we can show them that progress requires collaboration, not division." In a historic assembly, the council convened with representatives from the traditionalist faction. Tensions ran high as Milo and Ambassador Rizel presented the evidence of the sabotage, outlining the potential benefits of their alliance. The room buzzed with unease, the air thick with anticipation. Milo stood firm, his voice steady. This is not just about machinery or technology. It's about the future of both our species. We have an opportunity to redefine what collaboration means, to break down the walls of tradition and build something incredible together. Silence filled the room, and then the leader of the traditionalists, a grizzled Silvani with deep-set eyes, spoke up. You humans, you are reckless and unpredictable. But perhaps there is merit to your ideas. The atmosphere shifted, and a heated debate ensued, voices clashing and rising. But amidst the chaos, Milo caught glimpses of understanding. Slowly, the traditionalists began to soften, recognizing that their fears were rooted in misunderstanding. After hours of discussion, a compromise was reached. A council focused on joint exploration and technological advancement would be established, incorporating representatives from both species. It was a monumental step toward healing the rift. With the council in place, the station buzzed with renewed energy. The task force continued its work, and under the guidance of both humans and Silvani, new projects flourished. The horizon became a beacon not just of innovation but of unity. Milo and To collaborated on new designs, merging their cultures into something beautiful and unexpected. The workshops thrived, filled with laughter and creativity as barriers continued to crumble. As they stood together one evening, gazing out at the stars, To smiled. Do you think we've really changed anything? Milo nodded, the weight of responsibility replaced by hope. I believe we have. We've shown that by embracing our differences, we can achieve things neither of us could do alone. The horizon pulsed softly in the distance, a symbol of what they had accomplished, a new dawn for humanity and Silvani, forever altering the course of their histories. As they turned back to their work, Milo felt a surge of excitement. This was just the beginning. Together, they would explore the universe, face new challenges, and build a legacy that would resonate for generations to come. And in the quiet moments between tasks, he couldn't shake the feeling that they were on the brink of something extraordinary, an adventure that would lead them beyond the stars, where possibilities awaited, ripe for discovery.